Browns' Shedeur Sanders in top 5 of NFL's jersey sales despite backup role. Eagles' Saquon Barkley was the highest-selling jersey. Shedeur Sanders may not be playing for the Cleveland Browns, but his popularity is still as high as ever. Sanders, 23, had the 5th highest jersey sales in the NFL from March 1 to July 31, according to the NFL Players Association. A pair of Philadelphia Eagles superstars topped the list, as running back Saquon Barkley and quarterback Jalen Hurts had the 2 highest-selling jerseys, respectively. Click here for more sports coverage on foxnews.com. Washington Commanders star quarterback Jayden Daniels had the 3rd highest-selling jersey, while the reigning NFL MVP Josh Allen had the 4th highest in that span. Sanders became a household name during his unprecedented slide to the 5th round in the NFL Draft in April and is now the team's 3rd-string quarterback. Sanders had an uneven preseason, as he shined in his first preseason appearance but struggled in his second appearance. Company offers irate Phillies fan deal for home run ball amid controversy, but there's a catch. Sanders played with the 3rd stringers during the team's final preseason game against the Los Angeles Rams and struggled. He entered in the 3rd quarter and completed 3 of 6 passes for 14 yards while taking 5 sacks for a loss of 41 yards. The former Colorado star has not played in NFL action since that preseason game and was the team's 3rd-string and emergency quarterback in the Browns' first game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Sanders' Colorado teammate, Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver/cornerback Travis Hunter, had the 11th highest jersey sales in that span. Tennessee Titans quarterback Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, had the 13th highest jersey sales. Sanders was the only Browns player to be in the top 50 in jersey sales. Follow Fox News digital sports coverage on X, and subscribe to the Fox News Sports Huddle newsletter. In the long and unpredictable history of the NFL, there have been countless stories about rookies who arrive with hype, players who surprise everyone by surpassing expectations, and veterans who continue to dominate merchandise racks year after year. But every so often, a story comes along that feels like it belongs more to pop culture than to pure football. This year, that story has a name: Shedeur Sanders. Despite being listed as a backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, Shedeur has somehow vaulted into the top 5 of NFL jersey sales, rubbing shoulders with names like Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. For a player who hasn't yet taken over the reins on the field, it's nothing short of extraordinary. The question lingering in the minds of fans, analysts, and even rival teams is simple. How does a second-string quarterback become a top-tier jersey seller in the most competitive sports market in the world? A name that echoes beyond football. First and foremost, it's impossible to separate Shedeur Sanders from the legacy of his father, Deion "Primetime" Sanders. Deion isn't just a Hall of Famer, he's a cultural icon. He changed the way cornerback was played, pioneered the idea of an NFL superstar as a brand, and now, as Coach Prime, he's reshaping college football. Shedeur has grown up under those lights but never shied away from them. His college career at Jackson State and then Colorado showed he wasn't just riding the family name, he was making one of his own. By the time the NFL came calling, fans already felt invested in his journey. His jersey isn't just about Cleveland Browns colors, it's about wearing a piece of the Sanders dynasty. The Prime effect on the Browns. Cleveland is a city that thrives on loyalty. Browns fans don't just follow their team, they live and breathe with it through every heartbreak and every fleeting taste of success. When Shedeur landed in Cleveland, it wasn't just another draft pick, it was a headline. The arrival of a Sanders brought a buzz to a franchise that often finds itself searching for quarterbacks like some teams search for lottery tickets. Even if Shedeur isn't starting yet, his presence alone injects optimism. Fans see him as a possible future star, maybe even the answer to their decades-long quarterback carousel. Buying his jersey isn't only a statement of support, it's a preemptive claim of belief. Pop culture, not just sports. NFL jersey sales don't always follow touchdowns and Super Bowl wins. Sometimes, they follow charisma, storylines, and cultural resonance. Shedeur Sanders checks all those boxes. He has a massive social media following, cultivated during his college days with behind-the-scenes access, viral highlights, and confident soundbites. Younger fans, who treat athletes like influencers as much as competitors, feel connected to him. Combine that with the power of Deion Sanders' presence, who has been spotted at Browns games, practices, and press conferences, and Shedeur's jersey becomes more than sports apparel. It becomes a fashion statement, a piece of a larger cultural moment. Outselling the superstars. When the NFLPA released its quarterly jersey sales, many expected the usual suspects: Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow, Jefferson, and Rodgers. They were all there, of course, but tucked neatly among them was the surprising sight of Shedeur Sanders at number 5. The optics are startling. How could a player who hasn't even cracked the Browns' starting lineup outsell established MVPs? The answer lies in a perfect storm. Anticipation. Fans believe Shedeur will eventually start, and they want to be there from day one. Family legacy. The Sanders name carries generational weight. Scarcity factor. A backup QB's jersey is a unique purchase, almost a badge of honor for die-hard fans and collectors. Coach Prime's reach. Deion's influence extends far beyond Colorado. He has created a following that's loyal to his son's success. The business of belief. Sports merchandise is about more than just fandom. It's about storytelling. Shedeur's jersey tells a story of potential, of loyalty, of what could be. Browns fans are weary of false dawns, but they can't help imagining that the young quarterback might one day lead them to something real. And it's not just Clevelanders buying. Across the country, young fans who watched Shedeur light it up in Boulder are investing in his future. For them, it's not about the Browns, it's about Shedeur. That's a rare place for a rookie, let alone a backup, to be in. Pressure without snaps. The downside of jersey sales skyrocketing is the weight of expectation it brings. Every time Shedeur walks into the Browns' locker room, he knows that fans are already wearing his name across their backs. It's an odd burden for a backup quarterback. Critics will inevitably question whether the popularity is deserved. Is this just hype? Is he really ready for the NFL level? Those questions will follow him until he takes the field. But one thing is clear. He won't be lacking for support when he does. The future of jersey culture. Shedeur Sanders' rise also signals something broader about the NFL. The league is no longer just about who wins games, it's about who wins attention. Players with personality, storylines, and connections beyond the field can move merchandise at levels once reserved for legends. If Shedeur eventually earns the starting role, his jersey could soar even higher. If he doesn't, his spot in the top 5 still marks a fascinating moment in sports marketing, a sign that fandom is evolving in real time.